Here comes trouble, here comes the danger.
That's right. Look, trouble now. Oh God, look, trouble now. Annie, put the kids to bed, Annie. Because here comes trouble. And all you better watch out, you know. The man said he ball sticking to his side. Oh Lord, boy. Oh Lord. Darrel, you have some real issues going on there, boy.
Yeah, boy. Good night. What's up, bro?
Boy, I don't know what to say for you, bro. I feel bad for you. You get a bottle of water self to try and help yourself out there or anything?
You know, funny enough, Alan, I put that up probably about 3 o'clock. You know, we got 3,973 views so far.
Because people want to know the state of your balls?
Apparently.
Well, as of right now, what's the condition of your balls, Darrel?
It's very, very sticky.
Oh my God, man! You know, these is things that you know. You hit the nail on the head there a little bit earlier in regards to third world countries and whatnot. But we'll get to that in a little bit. But how you feeling, bro? Besides the stickiness of your balls and thing, how you feeling otherwise?
Alan, I ain't bathed since Saturday.
What the hell?
So listen to me. It's not that I'm very thankful for having technology in the sense that we experienced this last year, and as soon as I had extra cash, I went and I bought a tank, bro, and I got the plumber in, and I put in a a pump system so that we basically we don't know when water goes, because remember the pump kicks in and you have water throughout the entire house, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
The thing is, since the water go, we didn't know, and WASA didn't even put out a release saying, look, we have this problem and monitor your supply. We were using water. We use the washing machine, bro, and you know when you have an automatic washing machine, it takes a lot of water, and we didn't know until we figured it out by Sunday that our tank was already half, and we have a baby. I mean, well, you know, David is a child. He has to bathe every day, and Annie has her kitten. She has to take care of her kitten, and so they're telling us that we're not getting water till Thursday, bro. So we have to do what we have in the tank now. We just have to, you know, try and
rationalize.
Well, take it, you know, we rationing. We peeing in the yard. We're not peeing in the toilet.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I go out in front and I pee on my hibiscus.
Well, boy. I don't know what to say.
And it's not the entire country, but what I'm upset about is that whenever, you know, we talk so much that we're ready, Alan, for a disaster in this country, and it's not so.
Well, yeah.
Anything.
You get the impression that, you know, like, okay, like for instance, how Florida, you know, they have contingency plans when we have hurricanes in Florida, like when they have earthquakes out in California and things like that, you know. Before, like a few years ago, we had like a horrendous hurricane. You know, couldn't get gas and all that kind of stuff like that, and they changed regulations and thing for that. So you would think Trinidad, like you were saying earlier, would have contingency plans in regards to. I think you said a transformer went out. Is that correct?
Well, you know, I want to hit the whole thing tonight. I know I came in a bit late, but I want to see how we could put it out in phases. First, let me talk about the issue. The issue is no water since Saturday, and it's going to come back hopefully by Thursday. So we haven't had water 4 days, and it's going on tomorrow as well as Thursday. Now, you have to understand, what they're saying is a transformer has blown up, and that transformer powers the pump that pumps water from the airport straight to the whole eastern side of the country. So from Piarco Airport straight up to Sandy Grande to Dookoo Beach to Mantle, we have no water.
That's crazy, man. That's insane.
Half of the island, the eastern half of the island, there's no water. And they hear the joke. This is, Alan, I'm not making this up. This actually happened. Hear how the transformer blew. A cascabel snake went into the area where the transformer is and touched the negative and positive and blew it the fuck up.
You see, that's insane in regards to that is how you guys. That's the reason why you guys have no water. I feel bad for
Just
you.
imagine Kamala went to Jamaica to meet Obama.
Oh, really? Okay.
And how do you feel as a prime minister to lean over to Mr. Obama and say, Barack boy, well, half of my country don't have water because a snake blew out a transformer. And Obama will look at us and say, we 10th world, we not third world, we 10th world.
Yeah, you need to do the things necessary to get your country up and running, you know?
But my thing is, if this transformer is so delicate, wouldn't you make sure that this transformer is housed in a proper building, Alan?
Yes, I agree. Mm-hmm.
And if this transformer is the transformer that powers the water plant, and if it goes down, we mean no water in half of the island, wouldn't you think, Alan, that it would be probably a good idea not to have a second transformer as a backup plan?
No, I agree. You should have not only transformers, but, you know, like a generator, all these different kind of things and whatnot in regards to you cannot have half your country out of water. That doesn't make any sense. Especially we are in 2015. We're not even in the 20th century. We're in the 21st century. You know, we're going on to just now before you know it, 2020. This is beyond unacceptable, man. Beyond.
So okay, we understand that you're complaining that you're having it sorted. You have engineers on from TNTech on it, having the transformer being rewired and all of that. First to begin, I think it's carelessness that a snake could get to the transformer and fuck it up. Mm-hmm. And secondly, I can't see how it's going to take 4 or 5 days to fix this when you're supposed to be working 24 hours to get this going. Right.
Well, that should be a priority. Right, exactly.
Exactly. Can't you imagine what's happening at the hospital and thing right now? Arima Hospital, Mayaro Hospital, Grandi Hospital. They can't sanitize anything. They don't have enough water to do anything. So how are they doing surgeries? They're probably cancelling surgeries and things. They can't even take care of the people in the hospital. What happened in the kitchen in the hospital? Those girls could cook food to feed patients in the hospital. What happened to the school feeding program? Those kitchens that cook for the children every day, Alan. They don't have water to cook for the children. The schools don't have water to flush the toilets, so everybody home. But I am saying, won't you think a government will get off their blasted ass and have truck-borne supply water, have trucks running, have the army running, because the army's touching the stones whole day, up to the areas that don't have water and have point. Okay, all right, I understand we do have water till Thursday. As the Prime Minister, we are going to have pick-up points, a price part or whatever. Come and collect your gallons of water. I have seen this done in the States. Yeah, I see when you all don't have water in certain areas, they have things on TV at CNN telling you, okay, in the Miami area we do have water, but you all could come to so-and-so church and so-and-so corner and collect some bottled water, drinking supplies, blah, blah, blah. What happened? We stupid? We can't make that arrangement, Alan.
No, but you are correct. Exactly. They should do that. But, you know, you just said something there. So education's being affected by this, besides the hospitals and whatnot. And you said they close schools and things like that, too? So this is, like I said, and you're talking about regular weathers going on in a country, 90 degrees and all this stuff like that. Heat stroke could be a possibility and thing. But this makes zero sense in regard. You see, like over here, we had a natural disaster. You understand? Hurricane or tornadoes or, snowstorms. Even in regards to when they had, look, Canada went through 40 below and stuff like that. Freezing pipes and things. And, they made sure electricity was going and things like that. But, I mean, in regards to Trinidad and Tobago, not having water for half the country for many days, affecting education, affecting health, affecting way of life. This is stupidness, man. And
Annie is telling me, she say, I am telling her I'm going to buy another big tanker because the one I have is a 600 gallon. I'm going to add probably another 2,000 gallon tank, a massive one. And she said, well, why are you doing that? I say, listen, if we already flustered for water in 4 days, what is going to happen if we really have an emergency and the country shut down? I don't want to be in this position. I want to know I have at least 2 weeks supply of water.
And you're right to think like that. You are 100% right. You have a young child. You understand? You know, to not even have food for him, or you know, for him to use the toilet, you know, it's hard to put kids through that kind of stuff, man.
But Alan, I know people who, okay, I have a tank, but you have a lot of careless people in this country, or people who, for want of another word, buying a water tank is not a priority. So they have they don't poor people, Alan, they have probably 2-3 pockets in their house full up on that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But for water to go for 4 or 5 days, bram, without warning, they have no way and no means of flushing, toilet, or even eating or cooking. So these people, I see poor people, man, going and trying to buy cases of bottled water, and these bitches raising the price of bottled water, Alan.
Yeah.
A 24 bottled water, a case of bottled water, you know, the normal size, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is like $70, bro.
You see, that's called price gouging, right? We have something over here in effect to prevent from that, because people used to. Let me tell you, gasoline, right? Well, you know how when the gas tanks during hurricane used to go out and things like that, they used to jack up gas over 50, sometimes even $1 more per gallon. You know, with certain places that was able to facilitate, right? They had a backup generator and all these things, and now they put laws and things like that into effect, which is, you know, the price gouging thing. It's mandatory. If you have a gas station, every single gas station must have a backup generator that kicks in for the pumps in them if current goes down and all these different kind of things like that. You know, as well as a lot of you know, hospitals is mandatory with the generators and stuff like that, and diesel fuel on hand, and you know. But like I said, Trinidad is too small of a country to and you know, when they're one of the most wealthiest countries in the Caribbean, you know, to be going through this kind of stuff, that it's beyond, bro. It's beyond.
But you know, Alan, people say Darrel is rant and rave and quarrel, and Darrel is a P&M coolie. But I'm a coolie, yes, but not P&M. I make jokes and say I'm P&M, but you know, the funniest thing is, we support these people, but at every week, Alan, they give me some reason to cut them. Where is disaster management? We're saying over and over, we have spent millions of dollars on sending people to train for disaster management. We set up a whole department, a whole ministry handles disaster management. And yet, where they ask these people are when we are in crisis. Half the country have no water. What are you doing? You're supposed to have water stations, is what I would call them, in every community. Of course, you might not be able to send a truck to fill everybody's tank back, but you can hand everybody a 10 gallon of water. You understand? A case of bottled water for the children. This is something that WASA, listen to me, a country, a government is supposed to provide for its people the basic needs. I can understand if you cannot provide electricity for everybody, but you can pass out candles. Okay, fine, that's if you're current down. But water is life. Water is life, Alan. You are supposed to make sure these people have water.
Let me ask you something, Darrel. How are you guys getting... Are they giving you guys updates, ETAs, besides just hearing that...
Nobody gives a shit in this country about anybody. There's a lack of fucking respect for people in this country. WASA just put out a picture of the snake. I would have been embarrassed to show people that there's a snake cause your transformer to blow. I would have never put up a picture and show the dead snake on the ground. WASA released a picture saying, well, this is the fault, this is the cause of no water. And that is it. You ain't giving people a daily update. Nobody is saying, I am from WASA, and well, we have rewired the transformers, and the system should be back up. Nothing. We just in the dark, and we have to hope and pray that the water comes back down. Listen to me. My son is writing what you would have called the common entrance exam in those days. It's now called the SCA.
Right.
He is writing SCA in a couple of weeks, Alan. David has been home because there was an issue in school. The school wasn't cleaned properly, so he was home 1 week before the Easter vacation. He was home the entire Easter vacation. And now he is home this entire week that school has opened because we have no water. My child has to write exam in 4 weeks from now, and the syllabus is not completed. It's a good thing my mother just retired as principal, and Anne-Marie teaches, and everybody in my family who not teaching secondary schools or primary school, my whole family are teachers except me. So that David has been getting help. I have a cousin who is a secondary school teacher, and his daughter is writing around the same time with mine, my son. And he took David over the Easter vacation and drilled him with past papers and tried to troubleshoot whatever David didn't know. My point is to you, I am getting help from my child. What about the people who don't have the resources that I am that is available to me to help my child?
Exactly.
My cousins and aunts and uncles and my mom and all of that. What about the parents who can't afford that kind of help? What those poor people supposed to do?
No, and you're right, bro. You're right, 100%. And you know, like in regards to what you were saying about water and stuff like that, I don't know if you saw, but there was a video a couple of days ago. Some guy took a video behind a bush, you know, the usual thing, right? This woman, young lady, right? You could tell that she was in a poor area of Trinidad and whatnot, and she was bathing out of a bucket, right? And you know, she was focusing on a private area to clean that. You know, she did you talked about it earlier, like a cowboy. You understand? So she took like a cowboy, and a lot of the comments was about her poverty and this and that and the next thing, and you know, people bash on those kind of people because they're bathing out of buckets or whatever. But poverty is a serious thing. You know, kids trying to get education and stuff like that is a serious thing in regards to being in these kind of areas. You know, what's going to happen to them? And especially when you're taking away a huge necessity of water, what does that end up putting people like that? What kind of area, what kind of, you know, what kind of help could be done for them?
But you see, that is why I'm saying over and over, I will keep bashing this government. And any government that comes into power and don't take the people at heart. I cannot understand where you as a prime minister will sit your ass down behind your desk and half of your people do have water and you not make it. Listen, the first thing you do, Alan, I'm a prime minister, and this is what I would have done. Pick up my phone and I'm going to call immediately every MP of the areas that don't have water, them and the councillors, come to my office now. What are we going to do? These people don't have water. Summon all the trucks, water trucks we have, whether it's the fire services trucks, whether it's the army water trucks, whether they are private water trucks, truck-borne water to the areas now. People who don't have barrels, supply barrels to them. People who we could give kegs of water, give them kegs of water. Who we can't do that, and we could give them a case of bottled water, pass out water. Let it be known that me as Kamala, the Prime Minister, is making an effort. Okay, we only have one transformer, right? Okay, we're getting it repaired, right? Okay, but we are making the effort to make sure that we're giving you something. That's one. Two, WASA going to send you a flacking bill as normal, Alan. As if they were providing water all the time. And the thing is, you're insulting our intelligence by putting ads in the paper and ads on TV saying that WASA is providing more water for all. I sit down with my sticky balls last night and watching news when WASA put up an ad on TV6 last night saying, with a woman, a East Indian woman, crying because she's so overwhelmed. I can't even hear what area she's from, what village she's from, and she's emotional and crying and saying, we have water in our pipe. I said, but what the ass is this?
But
you're insulting our intelligence by putting up ads like that. Let me tell you something. We getting water from WASA is not a privilege, you know.
That's a necessity.
Pay a bill. Yes. It is your right, WASA, it is your right to make sure that we have water because you charge us for water every 3 months. And hear this, Alan, if you live in an area that you don't have pipe-borne water, but a water pipe, you know those standpipes that out the road?
Yeah.
If a standpipe is near to your house, but you don't have pipe-borne water into your house, they give you a bill on because they say you're using the pipe-borne water from the standpipe out the road. WASA is claiming that every bit of water in the drain, in the river, in a puddle in your yard, is all WASA water. So you have to pay a bill. Well, if I have to pay a bill, then I am demanding that you have to supply water.
Well, yeah. You know what, Darrel? There was a video like a couple of months ago, right? A guy had said that, he contacted WASA and things like that. He went through all the different pipes in his house, right? And the water was undrinkable, unbathable, like only constant brown water was coming out. And this is what he has to pay for and stuff like that. And no matter what, he would contact them or whatever. The problem was it was still as a constant issue of having to have that type of water come out of there.
Let me tell you, you go and it's the same thing with this whole country. Whether you go to TNTech, whether you go to WASA, whether you go to any service provider in this country, and you take the line and you get up to the service provider, when you reach up to the representative, because the customer representative, and you try to explain your problem, they're digging their nose and talking to you. They're fixing the wig. They're doing their nails. They're chewing their gum. That kind of irritated attitude. They feel like you could just reach over the counter and slap them, Alan. And their attitude is whatever. You go in there with a genuine problem and nobody takes you on. I mean, but they're quick to disconnect you. Exactly. You see, we don't have any competition. WASA is the only people that supply water, and it's all government-based. We don't have anybody else supplying water to anybody else, so there's no competition. It's either you take it or you don't fucking take it. Well, same thing with TNTech. It's only recently, Alan, since recently we have Digicel coming in with telephones, and B-Mobile had to hustle, TSPT had to hustle and fix the business, because Digicel was offering better rates when they came here. And for instance, the phone that I talk to you every week is a cordless house phone. I can't tell you when last I paid my TSCT bill, because we don't use that phone. I don't even know if it's connected or not, because I don't give a shit. The one that I talk to you on, like I'm talking to you now, is a wireless Digicel phone that they provided, that I could listen. I could use this like my cell phone, put it in the car and walk around, drive around all over Trinidad and Tobago. And I have service, and I only pay $100 a month, Alan. All the talk we talk, I pay $100 a month to talk to you. At 2 shows we have.
Yeah, exactly.
Tuesday night and Tuesday night for an hour, and I am calling you in the States, and I talk to you for an hour. Well, you could say 2 hours every week, and my bill is $150.
You can't go wrong with that. You can't go wrong with that. And this is the thing that with these kind, and you see the same thing goes on over here in regards to there's only one power company. Same thing with water. You understand? In the city that you live in, a lot of the cities provide their own water and things like that. You can't say, well, I'm going to go to a competitor, but exactly, don't pay your bill on time. Next day it cut off, and then you have to pay like a $60 reconnection fee and this and that, and it's sometimes prepaid and whatnot. They have all these different kind of regulations depending on where you're at and things like that. And you're right.
But then provide the service. If you want us to pay, because I don't get my money on the tree, I don't have a money tree. I work real hard. I look right now, Alan, okay. It's embarrassing for us. We can't go to work. I haven't had a proper shower since Saturday. I can't go to clients looking stuffy. And we deal with water, swimming pools and fountains. We have no water to operate. So I am home since Monday. What you want me to do? So I get my money via working hard.
Right.
So if you respect me paying my bills on time, well then give us the service. But and okay, all right, if this can't be sorted, I am saying as a government, we should have made a contingency plan of getting water to the masses. That's one. But WASA is supposed to apologize to the people in the area and say, okay, you have been affected from the airport to Dookoo. So from the airport to Dookoo, your bill this month will be on us. Don't you think that is fair?
Well, that is fair, especially in regards to, you got to remember, okay, like for instance yourself, right? You're a man that works out in the hot sun and stuff like that, and you're a laborer out there, right? Where you have to come home and take a shower and stuff like that, and and whatnot, and as well as you said, meet clients and thing. And now, what are they doing? They're jeopardizing the means for you to provide for your family. You know.
But that's it. Look, for instance, we're building a pool in Chagonas, and the staff have to stay by family in Chagonas. They can't come to eat. Them boys covered in concrete. When they reach Grande Island, they can't bathe, so they're staying down there and trying to, stay by family to be able to get water to shower and come back to work the next day. It puts the entire business community out. Just think about all the people in my area, from the airport to Dookoo Beach, that cook food to sell, that make snow cones, that do ice cream. I'm talking about all the poor people that have little businesses, little roti shop and things. Everybody closed.
Right.
FC is closed. Royal Pass is closed. Jobs closed. These people can't function. The toilets in a mess. More shit than water.
No, it's true. I know what you're saying. It's 100% true, and that's what this makes zero sense, bro. Zero sense in regards to what they're gonna do with it and how they're gonna do it.
Alan, this is not the first time this crap has happened, and WASA ain't give a shit about nobody, eh? A couple months just before Christmas, a main line, a 42-inch line, erupted somewhere in Arima, causing the same thing. It eat away piece of the road. 42-inch main, that's like the main big pipe that's pushing water all the way to the east. That collapsed. And no water for, it was about a week. That's why I run on my tank and pump, We don't know what to do again, And I hate to have to open the toilet tank and full water to flush it. You see all that drama on me able. That is why I buy the tank and pump, because, once the level drops, the pressure level drops, the pump kicks in, and then you have water. Like normal. You just have to monitor what you're using in the house. But I don't know how other poor people making out, boy, to flush the toilets and things. So after we went through that with WASA, no apologies, by the way, I put this plan in place by putting in a pump and tank in my house. Although I'm refining, it was expensive. We should not do that now. I said, listen, I had to replumb the entire thing for it to work. Me, okay, I spend the money. And now I have done it. I am happy. So I'm going to add another tank so that I have not just a week supply, but at least 2 weeks supply of water if this ever happens again. So my point to you is, this has happened before. Not the transformer crap, but the point of not having water for a whole area. They don't know how to handle it. This is second time this has happened. So if this has happened the first time, where a whole area is down with water, or they have a blasted meeting and call everybody together and say, all right, this has happened. How are we going to fix this another time? If something happened on the radio station, the first thing you would do is call us into a meeting, media directors, me, you, Amelia, and we would work it out and say, all right, this is how we're going to do, or how we're going to fix it. And then you're going to call a meeting with all the TJs and say, okay, we decided as the head of meeting, this is how we proceed. That is how I think you would run the business.
Exactly.
It is the same thing with WASA. So all you can't call a blasted meeting, a head of department meeting and say, all right, okay, this is what we're going to do for another time. If this happens again, this is what we're going to do. No plan in place, so it happened again 3-4 months after, and we're in the same bullshit, Alan? Nah.
Well, here's something, right? They always talk about how Guyana is backwards of Trinidad and things like that and whatnot, right? I don't ever hear a Guyanese and them complain about water issues over there. You understand? And why is it that Trinidad, who's supposed to be more advanced than Guyana, is having these kind of issues compared to a country like Guyana?
Boy, I have Guyanese friends. I don't hear Guyanese complain about nothing apart from, you remember when it was a time when the economy was bad and the value went really low and all of that, right? Good.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That was the only time I ever hear Guyanese people complain. Apart from that, no complaint. Everybody seems to think that Trinidad is a striving, one of the wealthiest countries in the Caribbean, but I'm not seeing that as a Trinidadian. People outside probably seen it. A lot of people of the islands is like to come to Trinidad and work Vinci and Guyanese and all of that. But I'm not seeing what all they're talking about that this country is rich, because we not benefiting. I seen people driving Rolls Royce in this country, and Range Rover is driving like little Nissans all over the place. Apparently, like a Range Rover price here and a Nissan Sentra price here is probably the same, because so many ministers just driving Range Rovers and changing them often. So I want to know who gets the money. Not we. I would love to drive a Range Rover. Me too.
I would too. I can't even get to drive one with anybody that I know. So I need to find an MP.
Paulina driving a Range Rover yet? What's she driving now?
Huh? Pauline?
What Pauline driving now?
She driving Lexus, buddy. She driving a Lexus. Do you understand?
She probably using her assets, man. I can't see Pauline just driving Lexus.
No, she's not using her assets. She's using she thoughts. You understand?
Yeah, I think it's nipple power.
Yeah, she flashed them things to the the guy, the finance manager and thing like that, and he just wanna give she a car. He couldn't give she nothing else, right?
He went into the dealership and traded in an old car and give the man 2 screens, and she get a Lexus.
Yeah, understand? There you go. You can't go wrong with that. She have a good deal.
you when you gonna buy a next car, carry Pauline, eh?
Well, boy, I don't know what to say. But I got to say, Paulina, what do you call it? She drove me. Actually, I got to drive the car going to Tampa and coming back. But going to the party, she actually chauffeured me to the party and things like that. Yeah.
So it's nice?
Oh, the Lexus is a sweet ride. It's a gorgeous car. You understand? But a real nice ride. End up getting a friggin' ticket. I just told the girl, we're driving in the car. And I said, Pauline, this car is going to get you in trouble because you don't feel how the car is going, right? And because
it sits really well.
Oh my God, it's phenomenal. And next thing I know, I look down, I'm doing 100, right? 100 miles. I was like, yo, this car going to get you in trouble. Then next thing you know, 10 minutes later, we still talking and driving and thing. Bam, a police pop out, right? He says I do a 90 in a 70 zone. And she's like, yo.
Oh, my God.
She's like, third, you just tell me I'm going to get in trouble with the car. And then after that, I set that thing on cruise control, and that was the only way to do it, you know. But this is what the car is nice. and there you go. But that's what. But
and Pauline is single, eh?
Yeah, Pauline's single. And, you know, I spoke about this with a couple of the other guys, and because everybody always asks me questions about Pauline and our relationship. Like I say, that's my best friend. You understand? You know, as you can see, she's a very, very good best friend, right? And but she's a woman that I admire in regards to the sense that what she does for the community, right? She works as a social worker, helping children. You know, if they're in abusive homes and stuff like that, you know, she'll get them in a better situation and things. Sometimes she has to make very tough decisions and stuff like that for a family and whatnot. But she's looking out for other people's well-being. She enjoys life and stuff like that. She goes, as you can see, she got a brand new Lexus and stuff like that. She deserves to spoil herself in regards to, you know, her life. Yeah, you know, she owns her own place. She owns her own car. She supports herself. You understand? She's looking for somebody to be in her life. You know, as a lot of women who are, you know, in regards to that kind of age range and stuff like that, in their 30s, they feel like, oh, I'm never going to find somebody or whatever. But at the end of the day, in regards to a role model for young women, she is that, right? If you're a young girl growing up, like for instance with Ashwarya sees how she is, and Ashwarya talks to her all the time, you know, just like Amelia. These are both, you know, women, like, for instance, in Amelia's case, right? She takes care of her dad. She takes care of her brother. She has her house, pays her bills, you understand? Has her own car, all these kind of things. So it's good to see, you know, and at the end of the day, you understand, these women are single women. Amelia's in a relationship, but still, in regards to the end of it, it's not like they need a man to say they can't function in life without that person, right? Yeah, so anybody who ends up with them is blessed in regards to the fact that these are not women that drag a man down. These are women who help elevate a man and to give that man, you know, the motivation and the support that they would need as a couple to, you know, make a positive influence in life. You understand? And that's like one of the things, like with myself and Amelia. I'm not saying it because it's true. My life has excelled leaps and bounds, and I've done a lot of different accomplishments with Amelia. There with me hand in hand. We work very well together. We do a lot of things great together, and even in regards to the people I surround myself with. Like I said, Pauline. You understand, as a phenomenal woman. There's also guys in them. Look, Veron. Even though we joke about Veron and Ting, Veron is a young man who he's in the same boat. He's looking for a nice girl and stuff like that. But he's a very great young man in regards to the sense that he's 30 years of age. He's had his own house for a few years. He has a very good job. He has stability. Imagine, young men in their 20s, Darrel, what they're doing. They're bullying, they're drinking, they're liming. They don't give a shit about life, right? But Veron is a man that, he's probably bullying man, probably, right? Because, we all know what Veron is. But, but he has his own house. He has a very good job. He has, very level-headed in regards to his thinking. He's very much into his culture and his religion and things like that. He's a phenomenal young man for any young woman that's out there in regards to, they don't have to worry about, he's not a man that's going to...
It's so weird. It is so weird that both Pauline and Veron is still single,
No, but it is. And, that's one of the things, I'm very much a part of their life, right? In regards to, they talk to me about everything and stuff like that. But, the main thing in regards to them, they always feel about, I'm not going to find that person. And I'm a firm believer of, nothing happens before it's time. Yes, and you don't have to rush anything because it's not that time for you to have that. Why get in a relationship that's not going to be...
Both of them. You remember, I only know them from interaction on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And getting closer to when we started Waiting Radio, then I got closer even to Veron. Mm-hmm. And having met Veron for the first time in real, you get the sense that the man real cool. And when I met Pauline the first time, Pauline is phenomenal. She's a phenomenal woman.
Yes.
And then I figured out that Pauline is a lesbian.
Right.
With perfect breasts and all of that. I would like to say on air tonight to Pauline, who is the lesbian, that I am also a lesbian. And
you want to compare assets? Right.
I am a lesbian. She's lesbian. I won't mind. I wouldn't mind doing what you need.
There you go, right?
If you need me to, if she needs me to come up there, whatever, I'm a licker.
Right, there you go. You got to do the services that you're willing to do. You understand? And
but Alan, I'm so jealous. Let me tell you what I'm jealous of. Everybody was putting up those pictures of what your birthday party was, and I was so mad. But you know the reason why I can't come yet. And
right, because you couldn't bathe.
Right. I was like, hey boy, you should have been there in the middle of all of this. That looked like so much fun. I was so thinking that I put up on the wall and say the only person missing there is me.
It was. You was one of the. Well, my older brother in New York, he wasn't able to make it because of he's having back surgery and stuff like that. My sister out in Ohio wasn't able to make it, but yes, Darrel Dookoo was not able to be there. I could imagine if Darrel was there, you probably would have done the lap dance for Pauline, and stuff like that. And you are correct. You was one of the people missing. Yes.
But I really glad for you, man. You had a really nice bash. It feels any different on that side of the forte?
I'm sorry?
Does it feel any different to be forte?
No, it doesn't, because, and this is the thing that I had said, and I said it earlier, and I keep saying it, I'm a person that I always do everything for everyone, right? And I'm always there and stuff like that, and to have done for me, it just feels weird. And then, in regards to the people that was there, we had about like 60-something people, right? We're supposed to have about over 80 and things like that. A lot of people didn't show, but I'm always a firm believer of those who's supposed to be there will be there, right? Those who can't make it won't make it.
That's correct.
And that's just God's will, right? And you know, but my mom and dad was there. My brother and his wife was there from Georgia. They drove down. My niece, who's like a daughter to me, she's like 30 some odd years of age, and I always consider her as a daughter. You know, she was there. That came down, and and my aunt and uncle who live in Florida, that I consider as a mom and dad to me, right? So basically, we had about 10 people. That's my family. Amelia's dad and brother was there, and her sister and husband, right? So that's the only family that we had there out of the 60 some odd people, right? And one of the things that Amelia did was she had all these different people speak who I know in my life, right? You had like D-Rock speak, Mark and stuff like that, Veron and thing. You know, one of my brothers, you know, I have a relationship with a friend of mine, and I don't say friend, I say brother, but to describe him to you, we've been together, we've been friends for over 23 years, and we never we've never considered each other, and he's Guyanese. We have no blood relation whatsoever. We have nothing to bring us back together except my ex and his wife, his first cousins, who do not speak in over 20 years, right? There are people that do not speak in over 20 years, but that never stopped us. Nor did that never stop him from coming in my home. And like I said, he's there for me, and I'm there for him. And, you know, I started this music stuff because of him, under his teaching and thing like that. And we're the perfect example of how life should be lived in regards to strangers coming together to live as family, right? You know, the same thing like with you, we consider each other family, and we knew each other from a video, you know, and if the world could be able to adapt to that kind of way of, you know, and same thing with, like I said, with Veron and Pauline, I just consider them family, and they just treat me like family. And, you know, strangers just treat you better than some of your own. I have some blood family that
I say that all the time with you, Alan.
Yeah, you know, and this is what. But if more people conduct themselves, and, you know, I never knew how much people really love me, right? You know, in regards to, like I said, I'm always doing, and these people who took the time out of their lives to come and spend this day with me, to be a part of it, and the words that they said on my behalf and stuff like that, you know, of how much I mean to them and what I've done for them in their life, and, you know, and even certain instances that I didn't think made a difference to them and how much they cherished that. I was at a loss for words many a time. And, you know, like I said, this girl, this Miss Budu Singh, who I met a year ago, you know, yeah, we love each other, but, you know, she proved to me how much she loves me in regards to the extent, by herself, she put this thing together, you know, working with everybody, getting them to do this and do that and stuff like that. And, you know, as everybody knows, I was in a relationship before, and I never had love like that, you know. And it's weird to feel that, but it's great to know that, you know, what you do and stuff like that goes noticed, you know. Everybody, and that's one of the things that I always told Amelia. I've always given people plaques for stuff they've done in the community. You know, myself and Roy, we've helped build this industry, you know, in regards to working with other artists and things like that, and what we do. But we've never been said, yo, thank you for this or thank you for that. Nobody tells us that, right? It's not like we're doing it for that, but you know, but for people to actually on a new journey in my life in regards to another chapter and another decade, and, you know, where I learned from 40 years of mistakes, right? And I keep learning, but to adapt from those mistakes and to actually to know that there's supportive people in my life to want to better this world, it's a great feeling, man. It's a great feeling to know that because we had a building full of strangers that loved each other like family. There was so much love in that room, and how everybody acted. We had no drama at all, Darrel. Everybody was drinking to their heart's content. Everybody ate to their heart's content. Nobody fought with nobody. Nobody had anything to say about anybody, except they came out there, had a great time. They left loving everybody even more, you know, and couldn't wait for everybody to get together again. and also in regards to what can we do in this world to take this from this 60 people to the 6 billion people that occupy this world. You understand? And one person at a time.
It's just amazing. But one of the things is, I'm just like you, Alan. I don't like people to say thank you. Whatever I do in secret, or whatever I do, and yes, it's fine. You don't need. I feel really weird inside when somebody comes up and gives me a gift or says thank you for what you've been doing or what. I don't know how to respond to that. So I know how you probably feel that day when you hear people saying thank you, and we love you and that kind of thing, because I'm not used to that. And I don't know. That's something I can never get comfortable to. You don't do it because you want to thank you.
Yeah. Like when you tell me thank you, I cuss you up. Like my brother Roy that I was telling you about, when he comes here or whatever like that, and I say, or if I go up there and thing, and he'll be telling me thank you, I say, I just cuss him. Who the F you thanking? You don't thank family. You understand?
I don't always tell you that.
Yeah,
because it feels weird, Alan.
But you see, and this is the thing, like Darrel, for instance, in regards to you, right? That's why this is we thing, is because over 6 months ago, you understand, I made the effort to reach out to you and say, boy, I really like your videos, they're crazy, and this and that, and keep doing what you're doing. And like I said, the first video was the hot oil thing, and boom, where have we gone? We've touched millions of lives in regards to.
Well, you're talking from videos to radio show to first live show. We couldn't ask for anything better, Alan.
But not only that, Darrel, you made it on TV in your home country. Moments, you understand, with Hans.
True, that's true.
You understand?
It's 40 right from
yes.
What Hans even said.
Right, and within 6 months, look at what we have done in regards to that. And people look forward in regards to your comic satire. And the thing is, and this is what we need. There's nothing wrong with speaking your mind. Yeah, you don't have to. You could cuss, you don't have to cuss or whatever like that. But if there's bullshit going on, why you can't say that there's bullshit going on? Especially in a country, and this is the thing, Darrel. At the end of the day, I could put my head on a block and I could say, Darrel loves Trinidad and Tobago. What Darrel wants for Trinidad and Tobago is for that country, for the, 1.5 million or 3 million people, however many millions of people that there is in that country, you want them all to live happy. Am I correct on that?
Alan, I think one of the issues is, okay, forget the cussing. I'm trying to slow up on the cussing so that could be a broader spectrum of people can listen to me. But I think people need to understand it's time to speak your mind, and nothing is wrong with saying what's on your mind.
Exactly.
Don't let people tell you, Alan, that you can't say what you want to say. It is even your relationship with Amelia. If something is bothering you, you need to step up and say, well, Amelia, I don't like what you do. You need to step up, and people not speaking their mind, and that is where the problem is in this country. You're taking everything lying down. No,
exactly.
Can't do that.
And this is what, because the only way your life can make a difference in the next person's life is you have to open your mouth, and there's nothing wrong if, and that's the thing. Like like I said, Darrel, one of the artists, you saw the girl that was singing to me when I was sitting down on the chair and stuff like that. That picture with Aklima, the girl that was dancing.
Yes.
Aklima came to me after she performed in a show. And the thing is, she asked me, she goes, and I only met her like once before, and this was a show with like 1,500 people was there, Darrel, right? And the girl was now a new singer and thing, and she goes, so, what do you think of my performance, right? I said, you really want me to tell you? She goes, yeah. I said, okay, dear, here's what. I said, you're lucky, you're gorgeous. She's like, what? What do you mean by that? Now, Aklima is very gorgeous.
You told her the truth, yeah.
She goes, what do you mean by that? And Aklima's a very gorgeous girl and stuff like that. Skinny, tight body. You go want to lick that up too, And when I told her, I said, you're lucky you're gorgeous because you didn't sound good at all. You understand? They messed you up on the mic, did this and that or whatever, but you're lucky you look great in shorts. You had your stomach showing and this and that. And you have a lot of work, but you have to be willing to make the effort in your career. Now, I never thought I was going to hear from her again, right? But that's just me. If you ask me for my opinion, I don't care if you like
give your opinion.
You ask me for my opinion. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. If it falls in your garden, it falls in your garden. And this girl came the next day, and when she came to something that we were doing, she goes, Alan, I have a question I want to ask you. And I said, well, what could that be, right? Because I don't know. I gave the girl the dead honest truth, right? She goes, I want you to manage me. And now she was being managed by she was being managed by an international artist, right? At the time that I can't take her to where this guy could take her. And she goes, I want you to manage me. I said, why would you want that? She goes, you're the only person that was ever honest with me. You understand? And I need somebody like that in my life, right? And we're talking with Darrel, with 2 years later, she's done stuff in her career that she's never dreamt of before. Open for Miami Carnival and this and that, and artists that she got to deal with and things and whatnot. And I love her like my own little sister, and she treats me the same way. And this is what, in regards to, there's nothing wrong with telling somebody the truth. You're gonna hurt somebody's feelings if they come to find out, where we have a lot of people in this world that in front of your face they go talk good, but behind your back, boy, they're lambasting you. You understand?
Alan, here it is. This is so true. Let me give you my vision of what you just said. A lot of people think that what we do is very easy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people who came to the show said, okay, well, he can hold a phone in front of him for 5 minutes and talk crap. I did a stand-up show by myself for 3 hours, Alan?
Your phone is breaking up, Darrel, a little bit. I don't know if you adjusted something or whatever.
You hearing me now?
Yeah, now I'm hearing you better. Sorry. Uh-huh.
Right. I said a lot of people look at what we do and think it's very easy.
Yeah, exactly.
When I did my show, afterwards people come out and say, Darrel, I could not believe that you talked for 3 hours and kept us for 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
It was unbelievable. But that's not the point. The point is, so now people send me, okay, they're doing videos now, or they're making jokes or whatever, and they would inbox me their video. And this one particular guy, very nice young man, very, very well respectable. He approaches me in a nice way because, depending on how you approach me, you get the answer for it.
Right.
And he approaches me and said, Darrel, I'm sending you my videos for you to look at. So he would send 1 and then 2 and then 3. Whenever he does one, he would send it. And I was feeling bad, Alan, to tell him the truth. But this week he sent one that I couldn't take it again. And I said, listen, these things are horrible. They're not funny, they're horrible. I'm not saying it to hurt you, but I think if you want to be funny, and you need to be relevant. And cracking to me, Alan, and I'm not the kind of comedian to crack a joke and knock off joke. That's not me.
Right.
I would poke at current affairs and in between. I will get you to laugh, but there must be a point to our madness. When I came out as a vagina and everybody nearly dead, it was respecting women at the end of the story. So everything that I say have a point. So I tell any boy, I say, listen, if you're going to do videos and you want to be funny, make sure there's a point at the end of your video so that when they look at it, they will say, yes, the boy, you're funny, but you're making sense. And that's what I get now all the time. Darrel, you're hilarious, but oh God, you're talking the truth.
Right. And that's what everybody always tells you that. You understand? You use different kind of words and terminologies, but it's not easy to be, to do that on a constant level in regards to being funny or, as you know, there's a lot of people, if you say A might be funny to everybody else and it might be offensive to somebody. You understand? And who did they listen to? The one person who got who felt offensive by it. You understand? Because you said A. You understand? What did they take on? You take on that one person who got offended by it. And this is the thing. Not everything.
I was like that. You know that.
Yeah.
I would get stressed very fast when we now started and somebody would come on my wall and say, "Oh, that you're dotish," and then I would go, "Oh, God, Alan," and that would be like real frustrating for me.
And that's the thing.
I mean, you taught me how to snapshot, so when you see they come, I can put them up.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that me and Roy had talked about, because Roy was just like you, right? Roy is you never met him or heard of him, but Roy is the reason why chutney music came into the U.S. When
Right.
back in the late 80s and early 90s and stuff like that, there was one West Indian club, major West Indian club called Soca Paradise in New York, and Roy was the DJ.
Okay.
Roy was the DJ for that club. First time Marshall ever performed in New York, Roy was the DJ. I mean, man like Super Cat, these kind of things. Sundar Popo, Boy Basdale, the list goes on and on and on. And so Roy was one of the people who laid the foundation for music, right? Where guys like myself and all these other young guys and them and the DJs and whatnot, they don't know. But like for instance, Trinidad lost an iconic man a couple of days ago. I don't know if you know, but Mohan Jaikaran had passed away on Sunday, and Mohan Jaikaran is one of the reasons why.
Yeah, that's Win TV, right?
When he owns Win TV, he was also a vice president of Caribbean Airlines. But the main thing is Mohan Jaikaran was very, very instrumental from the Trinidadian side, right, of music being brought into New York State. You understand? This was a man that started his life in regards to, he came to the U.S. with $8, no business, didn't have much business sense, and he became a multi-billionaire in regards to giving people the hopes and admirations that you can accomplish anything that you want. The man started selling ties and things like that, then went to fur coats, and then ended up owning business and whatnot. And like I said, the list goes on from there in regards to all the different business sense that he went into, right? Now he's a huge component for, let's say, the Indian culture in Trinidad and Tobago. 101 Win
Right.
TV is a huge Indian conglomerate, right? That he's a major part of. He's the one who put that there, right? And
Right.
So we talked about in regards to the sense of, respect in regards to the industry and where people they think it's all easy in regards to how these things come about, but you have to be willing to, like I said, Roy would lose his temper, whatever, but you have to be willing to take that criticism. And one of the things that I tell him, just like I told you, if you have somebody that's negative, use that as your motivation in regards to proving them wrong. You understand? And I do that on I don't know if I ever told you this, but back in 2007, I'm a cricket fanatic, right? And cricket in the U.S. is almost as cricket in the U.S. is worse than West Indies cricket, and whoever thought that was even possible with the West Indies cricket board, right? And
Right.
I was part of the organizing body here in South Florida, and as you know, I get along with everybody. So the British ambassador had contacted me. They wanted the Miami Dolphins, which is a football team over here, was going to London to play the New York Giants, and they wanted to have a British theme day, and then they wanted me to teach people how to play cricket, right?
Right.
So I said, no, I'll do one better. I'm going to do a cricket game, a cricket match, now, right? And what I did was I was part of the league. I told them this. They're like, no, Alan, you could never get that going. I said, oh, really? All right. Nobody wanted to help me and thing. What I ended up doing out of my own money and stuff like that, there was a youth team with guys that were under 18 years of age. I picked that team. I had my guys and stuff like that. Bought all uniforms and stuff. Bought trophies and thing. Had T-shirts made. We actually made it on the local news TV station over here. Miami Dolphin players was there. I'm the only person to ever have an actual cricket game in a U.S. NFL stadium, right? And they had told me I could have never do that, right? And the day when we played that game, those same guys came to me and said, but how come you kept this to yourself and this and that and whatever? I said, no, I asked you guys to be a part of it, but the thing is, you guys said it couldn't be done. don't ever tell this Indian that nothing can get done, because I will make sure
That's correct.
and prove you wrong.
That is so correct.
You know, and that's what they looked at me like that, you know, as a stupid little coolie boy. But that's what I'm not about different. You know,
Alan, are you saying it on my pause reason? Because that's how I feel. You're getting me to tear up tonight, but that is how I feel about us pulling off my show 2 weeks ago. They said it over and over. It couldn't be done. It couldn't be done. You're not ready for the stage. You can't pull off a one-man show. And here we did it, and it was just not done. It was well done.
Yeah, nobody believed that you could have kept that content and stuff like that. And this is the first of many in regards to the long road of the career that you're gonna have. You understand? And this is what we do here. You know, people are probably like, "Oh, these guys are too serious tonight." But sometimes you all need a wake-up call every once in a while. And our point that we're trying to get is, don't let anybody deter you from wanting to accomplish anything in your life. You understand?
That's correct.
6 months ago, I can tell you there was no way in hell Darrel thought 6 months ago that he would have accomplished doing a live show. There's no way in hell that Darrel would have thought 6 months ago that he's going to meet millions and millions of people in regards to his way that he affected these people's lives in regards to doing something that he enjoys, which is...
But Alan, up to now, I still get every day at least 20, 25 inbox messages saying, "Darrel, you make my day." I call, "Darrel, I am from Toronto and I've just seen your video, and man, you're hilarious. You made my day." Or from Germany, or from somewhere in the States, Boston, and all of that.
But Darrel, you
did love what you do,
but you did better than
that.
Alan. But Darrel, you did better than that. Do you know how you did better than that? And I'm not here to toot your horn, but I'm just telling you. Do you know how you did better than that?
I don't know. Tell me.
You had an older lady that has nothing to do with Facebook, that had nothing to do with YouTube or any computer thing whatsoever, come to your show that said she's never heard you in her life. And she walked away
Alan,
being a fan of Darrel Dookoo. Never heard you in her life.
Let me tell you something. I was changing backstage, but I didn't know who you were talking to. And I hear you, I don't know what it was you were doing, if you were asking them to, or what they thought of Darrel, or how you know Darrel. And I afterwards realized that you interviewed the lady. Now, that lady you talked to is a very prominent Syrian woman in this country. Not only that, her sister is a very prominent, and I can't call her name, is a very prominent comedian. Well, was. She lives in the States now. A very prominent Syrian comedian. She is her sister. I will tell you this after this show. But and it's only the day after she contacted me and told me who she was and all of that, and who her sister was, and I was, oh my God. And she said, "Darrel, you were hilarious. This is the first time I've seen you and heard you. I just come because my friend bring me. But boy, I could sit down and listen to you again."
And you know what? But not only that, you said it yourself the other day. In Hans's stuff, there was a couple of people that did not walk away happy, right? But the thing is, your goal is to make them people realize the next time that they see you, that they enjoy your show. And that's what you have to use that as motivation in regards to, you know, anybody that wants to be negative in your life. You never take a negative. You always remain positive, no matter what, and at all costs.
And I don't know where them two women come from. I don't know who gave them 2 tickets, but that's not too fun.
Right, but still.
I'm saying, it's really funny. Alan, you say it all the time. If you don't like Darrel, why come to his show?
Exactly. Why listen? Why listen? Why play? The video don't start for itself. Don't hit play. You understand? You know what you're going to get. You know, or as well as don't hit www.weetingradio.com and hit enter. You understand? You know what you're gonna.
Lord.
You know what you're gonna get. You know, but
you're preaching tonight, boy.
Yeah, but you know, this is just like I said. This is an awakening that I would like all of our listeners to walk away with. The fact that, you know, tomorrow if somebody's negative if you go to your job or whatever like that, your boss or somebody who's just envious of you, because there's a lot of people who envy a next person. You understand? Like,
Alan, I'll say this tonight. I know we will come into a close, but I'll say this tonight. When the show was completed, my show was, I don't care what anybody says, that the show was a success. when I hit the stage, what nearly shocked me is that when I hit the stage that night, I did not even say goodnight, and people started to scream. You remember that?
Yeah.
And I was saying, but I didn't even say goodnight. And so that people wanted to hear what I had to say. And when the show was finished, and we paid everybody, Alan, I had $80 in my hand to put gas in my car to go home. I nearly cried because it's not easy to pull off, and I learned it is not easy to pull off this show. But you know what is the funny thing? People like Vicky Boudram who try to rip us off and all of that with this show. And all the nonsense, I think by now you've been seeing it on my wall, what she's trying to do. She was using our name for a fake cancer foundation to thief people money. And, you know, I got depressed for the first week after my show. I said, Lord, how am I going to pay these bills? And Alan, let me tell you, where there's a will, there's a way. Jobs just start coming in one by one, man. And we have crews starting to work again, and my business is catching up. I mean, it's not 100% where it should be yet, but at least I'm paying people. And I am very grateful to God because, you know, these things just happen and it keeps you strong, it makes you stronger. So the next time I'm doing my South show, which is going to be very soon, you know, you're prepared and you're going to, this South show is going to be twice as funny as the first one because now you're ready. And you learn and you have stories to tell. And 20 years from now, Alan, when we're rocking in with chair, we could tell and say, I remember how we started and what we did. And 2 o'clock in the morning when I will never forget when the Wheating Radio was born, 2 a.m. a morning. Yeah. And those are things that will, it's in my heart forever. I will take those things to my grave.
And you know, and like I say, like for instance with Pauline, right? Like I said, you saw, well, I tell you, Pauline have a new car and this and that, the next thing, right? Pauline got her new car, and that's a huge accomplishment in a single woman's life, right? Her it's a Lexus. It's not just any kind of car. A Lexus is an established car, right? And as you know, Pauline is a Facebook junkie in regards to, she puts everything on Facebook, right? Pauline told me, she sent me the picture. I was in Trinidad. That was the weekend of your shows when she got it. And she's like, you know, Third, I'm sending you this, but don't tell anybody and don't show anybody, right? You know, I was like, why? She don't want to put it on Facebook because, you know, there is people out there who is envious. And you know what my answer was? F everybody. Nobody's minding you. You understand? Nobody's taking
That's
care.
Correct.
Nobody's taking care of you. You're the reason why you have food in your mouth. You're the reason why you have a roof over your head. You're the reason why you
proud of yourself, man.
Right. Exactly. Don't let anyone. I tell Amelia the same thing in regards to, you know, she always worries about perception of other people and things like that. I said, any one of them minding you? Anybody, any one of them going to come and make sure you have something to eat at the end of the night? Is any one of them going to want to, oh, how you're feeling or how you're doing or whatever? No, forget them. Only study the people that care about your well-being. You understand? And that's what, don't worry. There's always going to be negativity. There's always going to be envious because there's always a devil out there. You understand? So for all the 99% of good that you do, there is that 1% bad that's out there that's going to try to overcome that. But you have to be stronger than that. And I hope that, like I said, I'm sorry that this show has ended up turning into this kind of manner. But this is what we want tonight. That my goal tonight now, like this kind of talk, is everybody walk away with a very good, positive day tomorrow. Go to bed tonight. Get a good night's rest. And come out tomorrow be like, you know what? What them guys talk is right. I could accomplish any goddamn thing that I want to. You understand?
And Alan, you hit the nail on the head tonight. Let me tell you something. I don't care what anybody says. Tomorrow is always a new day. And if you couldn't fix it today, I bet you tomorrow you're going to find the answer. When you go to sleep with a clean heart, God is going to put that answer in your heart for whatever that problem is. And tomorrow is going to be a new day. I have proven it over and over. Once you work sincere and hard and you follow your passion, it is going to work out. Don't tell me you can't achieve what you want, Alan. Whatever it is, you can achieve it. It might take longer than you anticipated, but you're going to achieve in the end. Whatever it is. So I am a living example of when people said no, Rachel Price and all our friends said, Darrel, no. And look where we are today.
And Darrel, let me tell you, I'm a perfect example of that too. You know, I used to have a very good job years ago and stuff like that. I talked about it earlier. You know, the economy. You know, Bush came into the government, and then there was the the war and this and that, and then mortgages went crazy and all these kind of things, right? And I don't tell everybody this and stuff like that, but I have no shame in regards to, I had no money in my pocket, bro. You understand? I would hustle and things like that. Didn't have a job. Do a little DJ work here or there. Get $100, right? When I get that $100, bro, I'm making sure I'm buying a gallon of milk, buy some chicken or whatever like that, trying to survive.
Boy.
Right? My child has
to tell me, I know that life.
Yeah, my child has to eat. You understand? And to make sure my child eat, I won't eat. You understand? My family, I have to make sure my family eat. And going to bed every night wondering, man, can I get up tomorrow? Can I get up the next day? You understand? Why should I even get up? And what my motivation was that girl upstairs. I would look at her and be like, for her, I have to get up and do what I could do. Get up and do what I could do. They're depending
on you. Yeah.
Yeah. And no matter what. And now look at today. You understand? I own a radio station. You understand? I'm a part owner of a radio station. I've made the difference in millions of people's lives and stuff like that. And there's,
No, bro, you're not part owner. You're the owner. We'll just go around telling people we own it, but it's yours.
No. But I mean, no, I'm part owner. Because this is not just mine alone. I have 15 people that want to see the success of this grow. You understand?
Of course.
And that to me, they're as much vested as myself and things like that. I have a great partner and stuff like that. I have a wonderful child. I have phenomenal parents and brothers and sisters like yourself and people like that, you know what, if I had went that other direction those years ago in regards to probably doing something kind of drastic, because there are people like, you come to that crossroad in life. I'm not saying I got to that level because I had music, and that was the thing that always helped me, no matter how down I was, I play a friggin' song.
Alan, I will not lie, I've reached that position many times. Mm-hmm. And you have to will yourself to not do that piece of shit, eh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. It's true. And but that's what music always helped me. I would go on the radio, carry by myself like a fool. Look, I have some family locked on. Shani said from New York says to tell Darrel how she loves you and stuff. And there's a young Guyanese girl in New York. Her husband is Wheel and stuff like that.
I looking for somebody to make a daughter for me, find out if she's interested.
Well, she have 2 kids, man, 2 gorgeous kids. And, Wheel is from my previous relationship, and that's one of the things that, they could have disowned me, right, in regards to that. But they never got in the middle of that. I'm still his brother. To this day, look, he called away. He said, bro, happy birthday, da-da-da. I'm glad you're happy and things like that. And that's his blood family is what I walked away from. You understand? And and that's what this is how we have to live with people in regards to you want the betterment of somebody else, and no matter what happens in life, there's always
in trying to elevate other people around you, you eventually elevate yourself, eh?
Exactly, and that's what we have to get away from this crab in a barrel bullshit. You understand? And it's too bad that a lot of Trinidadians and West Indians live that manner, but my thing is, to me, I just tell everybody when they say that, they say, "Oh, crab in a barrel." I said, "But I'm the crab that's pulling people up." You understand? I want every one of us to get out of that barrel. Let's all get out together.
But you see, again, you're hitting the nail on the head, Alan. It's not that I don't like Kamala and her team, It's not that like I don't like UNC. What I'm upset about is that you are in a position to help people, and that's not happening. You're there when you could actually pull these things, pick up the phone and say, do this and do that. You're Prime Minister, and you're not helping the people.
Mm-hmm. Look, Darrel, you brought that boy to us. What do we organize? In 1 week's time, we have the possibility of pulling off a huge fundraiser for this child that needs our help. You understand? And we did that, in a blink of an eye. You understand? But the problem is right now, we can't go and put that out there in regards to we want to help people because of this stupid woman that wants to utilize your name or even our reputation that's out there, because then they're going to think, okay, well, maybe it's true these guys are trying to do something that's scamming or something like that. Yeah, when we only have
I have to pay her a visit,
Yeah, when we have
I'm
goodness,
going to pay her a visit and shake up she ass.
And this is the thing, like when we have goodness in our heart, we want to see a better world out there. You understand? And then we got these
That is why
idiot
tonight,
people.
Alan, I made it very clear. I don't joke with people money, and that is why I made it clear. When we picked up that money, neither you or me or Amelia or Sharon checked the money. We just
had
just
clue.
handed the money, you know,
no
and
clue.
we didn't know what was in the bag, man.
You know, and that's what we didn't know, and what ended up happening, every one of us came 6,000 steps closer to making a difference in this boy's life. You understand? Who knows? He could cure. He could be the reason why the disease gets cured. He could be the next prime
But
minister.
I spoke to. Let me give you an update on that, Alan. I spoke to Nathaniel's dad today very briefly because I was quite busy, and I was supposed to call him back this evening, and time just ran away. But he is not doing well. Apart from what's going on with him, his stomach lining is now sore, and he has some part of the disease that affecting his brain that makes him not hungry. He doesn't know when to eat. So, Alan, this is not looking good.
Well, we're working on, hopefully, let's see. I know, like I said, Pauline's working on trying to see what we can find out and stuff like that. You know, I know you said that the government was actually going to make a more conscious effort in regards to doing something right, you know. And
I need to call his dad back in the morning and get some details on it and see what's happening to him. I know the last thing his mom told me a week ago that he was going to be warded in Sando General so that they could run some final tests on him in order to get him the letter to travel. And everything is ready for him. Actually, his passport is whatever, and all that. Now I'm now hearing that he's not eaten. He hasn't been eaten. And when you reach that age, that stage, Alan, of not eating, you can't fight what you're going through, you know.
Well, this is what, and I really hope that, you know, something can happen positive for this young man's life, man. I really do. I really hope so, and you know, it's just unfortunate in regards to what's going on in this child's life, you know. And I really hope we can make a difference. You understand? I really, really hope we can make a difference in regards to, you know, being able for this child to be able to live his life.
Oh Lord, I just be thankful, Alan, that God give me. When I look at my child sleeping next to me at night, I say, Lord, I thank you, because the only disease David have is that he's eat too much. You know, nothing is wrong with my child. I thank God every day. You know, this is probably funny to some people, but when I went to the hospital and as he come out and recap, the first thing I look for, I started checking. So the nurse say, "What are you doing?" I looking for toes, 10 fingers, Alan. What's afraid? I don't know what would, you know. I don't know what I was thinking. I just the first thing I do was look for the two little footy and start checking fingers and toes to make sure it's 10 and not 12 or 13.
And this is what we all go through that. Look, my child, Ashwarya means a gift from God, right? When we was having her, her mom was going through some complications and thing, right? When we found out that she was even pregnant was because she was having a pain in her side, right? And they said she had a cyst, and then they said, oh, by the way, you're pregnant, right? Just like that. And then like 2 weeks later, she was spotting and things like that and whatnot, and I'll never forget this. And we go into the hospital, the emergency room. We waited 4 hours for an ultrasound and thing like that. We go do the ultrasound. We come back. So it's 6 hours inside the hospital. You swear like we're in Trinidad, right? And
right.
She's just lying down on the gurney and stuff. And then I got fed up because now it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. And I said, listen, what's going on here? And then the doctor comes. He grabs the chart. And he goes, oh, well, her body's rejecting the baby. I said, what? I said, was there anything that we can do? And the guy goes, no. And now that made me furious. And I'm like, well, she had a catheter in her, right? And, well, I said, well, when can we leave? I said, she has this thing in her. The doctor just lifts up the blanket and pulls the catheter out of her mom, right? And says, all right, you guys can go. And I'll never forget that. And I turned to her and I said, listen, we will do whatever we have to do, right? And that you don't have to work and things like that. I'll figure out a way and whatnot. And she didn't work. She stayed home. bed rest and whatever like that. Ashwarya was born 3.5 weeks premature, and they thought she wasn't gonna make it either and stuff like that. And to this day, my child is gonna be 15 years old. And that's what she's my gift in this life. She was given as a gift to me in this life, and I will do what I have to do. And we as parents always do that. You know, we want the best for our kids, and you know
That's correct.
and we need to make a difference in this child's life. We have an opportunity to do that, and we need to take advantage of that and do something.
You see, that's why, as I tell you, I look at my son and I thank God every day that my child is healthy. So I know what Natasha is going through now with Nathaniel. And it is hard to see, when you look at him and you see this child, his face full, and now that the father called me today and said he's not eating, you know, it's not nice, Alan, to know that this is a wealthy country and we're wasting money by doing all kind of nonsense here and not doing what we're supposed to do. I've always said that you measure the success of a country by the happiness of its people. Our elderly not happy. When you go to the hospital and see people sitting, Alan, all on the ground waiting to see a doctor, and we not doing nothing. We only talking about elections and what we do before and what was done and how many bridges built and how many trains built. And yet people sit down and they can't get medication. Nobody can get they can't get the tablet. They can't get they can't even see a doctor.
No, that's bullshit.
That is the nonsense happening in this country.
No, exactly. That's bullshit, and we, you know, we have to make a difference. Every one of us, somebody's gonna get heard. If everybody makes some noise, somebody's gotta get heard. There's always strength in numbers. You understand? And let's make a difference. And this woman, you understand, who put a wrench in the plans that we want to do. This Vicky Budran woman, this woman needs to be stopped. You understand? So we could do the work that we need to do to try and help this child.
I need to make the effort, Alan, and go to fraud squad. I need, as if there's any policeman listening me tonight and knows the procedure on how to stop this woman, come inbox me tonight or tomorrow and let me stop this nonsense. Because if I go down to Separate to meet this woman, I only gotta come and bail me out, you know, because I'm going up and cough in her face, you know, because you can't be using honest people name to peddle your crap. And so many people have been sending stuff to me. There's a guy from Carol Pascal, a woman who is one of our fans.
Yes, I know Carol.
Sent me an email. You know the name?
I know Carol very well. She's a huge fan of yours. Huge fan.
Right. Well, she sent me an email of a gentleman who has cancer and he's about to transition and for want of another word. And this gentleman is being pestered by Vicky Budram, and she's using his name and using his pictures of this poor man who is dying to get money and from people. And this is getting really bad. And I tell you, if I go up to look for this woman, all they got to come Trinidad to bail me out, you know, because I'm not taking this lightly.
This has to stop. This has to stop. Everybody.
This woman has to go back to jail. Hear me now, because I know she probably listened to the program. Vicky Budram, I am going to put you back in jail. I'm going to make sure your bail is revoked, and God Almighty is going to make sure you lose this case, and you're going to spend 40 years in jail. You will die in Golden Grove. Take that from Darrel tonight.
Well, on that note, you know, you people that live in Trinidad, make a difference, man. Do what's right. You understand? People who of that kind of caliber, you have you can put her where she belongs. Let's do what we have to do.
Alan, was so much for a comedy show tonight, boy. We end up crying.
You know, I'm sorry about that. You know.
But, oh Lord, you set me up tonight, boy. You make my tears fall. But it was a really good show. And we, as far as my clock is saying, we have been talking for an hour and a half. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's time for us to go. You know.
Radio Land, again, thank you as usual for your support to Weeping Radio and Alan and I and Amelia and everybody else. if we're pulling off this thing to help this child, we need your support. So in the next couple of weeks, Alan and I, when we put it together, you're going to hear from Alan what we need to do and how we're going to do this, and get this thing going.
Exactly. You know, we're definitely working on this, and you know, Darrel, good night to you, and like I said, keep doing what you're doing. Be that positiveness and that ray of light in everybody's life. You know, just by you saying your ball sticking to your side, people, you know, it gives them hope for a new day. You know, so good luck to you, brother, in regards to that. And you know, there's one song that I think would be ideal in regards to us closing out tonight. You know, so to everyone on We Ting Radio, special good night to each and every one of you. Stay locked on. Don't forget, tomorrow is DJ Feta. That's my daughter. You know, our 14-year-old female DJ will be on tomorrow. But Darrel, this is the ideal song, right?
I love my life. 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 So I'm gonna live my life today. I'm gonna live my life today. So everybody help me sing it out. I love my life. I love my life. I love my life. So me I live my life today. I love my life. I love my life. I love my life. So me I live my life today. Make a change, don't make nobody stress you. Don't make no blood pressure, make your life left you. Never you hurt a soul unless you have to defend yourself if them try to test you. Thank God for my life, yes. Out. I love my life. I love my life. I love my life. So me I live my life today. I love my life. I love my life. I love my life. So me I live my life today. Sure, never make nobody get the best of you. Look on the person at the mirror on the dresser too. Tell yourself say you're not gonna make them pressure you. And live life to the fullest that you better do. Just believe me know life not easy. Enough we never born with gold spoon for feed we. No be greedy, set a pace in a life and achieve it.